I'm here with Vish Iyer from TCS Data Consultancy Services. Welcome, Vish.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
So it was your first time on the G6 panel today?
Personally, yes. My company has been participating, and I came in here for the first time. And I must say I was very delighted at the whole thing.
So you enjoyed the debate?
I did. I found the level of maturity of the audience pretty high. There's a lot of intelligent questions, comments from the audience. I enjoyed my time here, yes.
Fantastic. So I'd like to open our conversation today, Vish, with some drawing attention to some of your own comments in the panel. You said at some point that the industry was going through an evolution, and that evolution was towards a platform-based BPO and the strategy around that. Would you mind commenting on how you think that's manifesting?
I was comparing, if you recall, I was comparing the BPO industry with the IT industry. And the IT industry went through similar evolution of starting with cost arbitrage and then moving on, taking Y2K opportunity and one after the other. What the IT industry was left with was every 3 to 5 years, the complete change in technology they had to deal with. And the company, and that threw in more opportunities. The BPO industry will go through a same route. There will be evolution as we speak today, this cloud, this platform BPO, and many of those which take away the emphasis from the headcount onto the quality of work that's being delivered. To the question on whether it applies to Asia, I think it applies to Asia even more, where the cost arbitrage opportunities are far lesser than the West. Yes, it does. These are exciting times to be in the BPO industry.
BPO is, and I'm sure you'll agree, Vish, increasingly a growth-enabling strategy. How do you feel this is actually taking shape in the Asian marketplace?
We, in my company, Data Consultancy Services, we look at how much of my BPO revenue addresses the SG&A of the company vis-a-vis how much it addresses the revenue of the company. You'll be surprised, a very high percentage, 68% of what we do addresses the revenue of the customer one way or the other. It's either a billing, faster route to market, taking the customer to new markets, increasing efficiency of order to cash cycle, and all of that. And I think that is where BPO industry can really add long-term value to the customer.
And I think it was very clear from the debate today that that value is absolutely critical.
That's true, and everything else gets commoditized or taken for granted. And so, yeah.
How do you feel that a BPO strategy could help an organization push into new Asian markets?
The two type of customers we deal with, people from the West who want to expand onto growth markets. So they want our help to get into Asia, Latin America, Middle East, Africa, even Israel, and so on. So there the question of either taking their processes and rolling this out faster and quicker, better, or helping them move on to a local platform. Like we have a platform in payroll as an example. If the company wants to set up shop, they can be up and running in a matter of weeks. So either which way, a global company coming into Asia is easy to take them with our BPO services. If you reverse the order, there is let's say a Japanese company wanting to go global or Korean company wanting to set up in India, the same logic applies. Easy to get them on, whether it's on first the foundation level, whether it is payroll or billing or any one of those, and then on the market addressing questions as well. In both ways, yes, it is BPO companies provide a lot of value on that.
So what does BPO offer, and what do you think that the buy side really require?
There are some hygiene areas of payroll and F&A and so on, which everybody requires it, and it's no-brainer. You want to buy it, and you want the SLA driven and so on. And then there is the operational and the operational ones where you want to drive productivity, you want to deliver value, etc. And then the third level is where you expand the market or go faster to the market. So in all the three areas, depending on the evolution and the maturity cycle where the customer is in, the comfort level with outsourcing. Typically, a customer starts with the hygiene areas, the commoditized areas, and moves up the chain. Just like the industry has moved up the value chain over years, every customer experiences this and moves up the value chain.
As industry-specific knowledge on the part of the BPO provider becomes more important to the customer, what kind of domain expertise are you building up?
Yeah, that's a good question. In fact, IT processes, if you look at it, don't excite the whole company. They only excite a few technologists inside the company. They don't touch all of the company and all of the customers and so on. Business processes, on the other hand, touch everybody. Everyone understands he has to receive his paycheck or travel claim or billing or collection or whatever. So to get closer to a customer, to add value to what the customer is doing, the business processes help you more than the IT processes. Once a realization sets in, the service providers like ourselves realize that you need to understand the domain as much as you have to understand the technology. It does not mean that technology knowledge is no longer required. Technology knowledge is a given because you're a technology company. Add to that the domain knowledge. So what we do internally is have all our employees go through domain certification in addition to the technology certification. So we, on a scale of 1 to 5, we take people through a formal learning and certification process of the domain they've chosen to work in. So as a result, when a customer comes in, there are people inside our organization who can speak the same language as the customer's industry speaks, and that's very important for us.
Leading on from that, Vish, and taking that one step further, let's talk about your technology platforms. I'm interested to ask you how your technology platforms are supporting your customers' requirements for data and therefore supporting intelligent business decisions.
We took this call quite some time ago that the BPO industry is moving towards platform-based offering, cloud-based offering, and so on. But this requires an investment. So you have to upfront make an investment, take a decision, make a choice on which platforms to invest in. So we have 8 to 10 platforms on which we've invested, and each one has an anchor customer with whom the platform has been developed, and they are wide-ranging, right from a simple payroll that everybody understands. We have a platform that sits on SAP and runs maintenance activities of airlines, as an example. So, and there are many more such examples, domain-specific, technology-specific, and generic ones. And that cuts well with the customer. So you're not dependent on people all the time. There is the technology to support it. It's cost-effective, repeatable, quality assured, and many, many more.
Let's pick up a little bit more on those cloud-based platforms that came up a couple of times in the debate today. What do you think are the challenges and opportunities for delivering cloud-based platforms, Vish?
Of course, the provider needs to be on top of technology. He has to put the basics together. Big question in the minds of the customer are around risk, and there has to be very sound risk practices. They have to be demonstrable so that the customer is satisfied upfront. And with that, you're up and running.
Great. Thank you, Vish, and thank you for your comments today.
Thank you,
Are there any
Jackie.
final comments or takeaways that you'd like to share?
Well, on the whole, like I said, this was a very pleasant experience for me. Did meet a lot of people in the audience as well, customers, colleagues, and other industry colleagues, and so on. Look forward to associations more. Thank you very much.
We'll look forward to 2013. Thank you, Vish.
Bye-bye.